Hello Pisces, happy Pisces season and solar return to you watching, but this is such a major month for the sign of Pisces, particularly the end of March. Whoa, let's get into it. Right around the end of the month, on the 29th, there is an eclipse. Yeah, did you know? We're in eclipse season, right? And the same time as that, Mercury will retrograde from Aries into Pisces and Venus will retrograde from Aries into Pisces. And not only that, but Mercury and Venus are going to conjoin the North Node of Destiny in the sign of Pisces. So from like the 25th of March until I'm going to say like the 5th of April is going to be a total meeting with destiny for you. Retrogrades always bring about an opportunity to course correct, to revisit, to repair, and to put into working order what has not been optimal for you. So they're actually a wonderful cosmic opportunity. The other thing I would say is, like any eclipse season, they are times of fated meetings, fated lessons, fated blessings, experiences that shape the course of our life at times. It can be subtle or more dramatic depending on your birth chart, but let's rely on the tarot now to shed some light on what March 2025 means for the sign of Pisces. I'm Pisces, I'm excited to see what's coming up. And I'll take this back to when eclipse season began around the 27th of February, and I'll push the reading out as far as to around April 13th when eclipse season, to me at least from my point of view, officially ends. The Tower. Well, would you look at that? So things are all up in the air for you right now. There is a lot of this lightning strike here in the corner. This would just tell me that there is a lot of energy in the air around you. It can be unpredictable, but there's excitement here too, because with the Tower comes all of this renewal and possibility. And even though we might have to do the old kind of like destroy first, create fresh, Three of Pentacles, Three of Coins, there is so much growth happening from the present electric energy around you. I also have the Lovers card. So for many of you, there might have this sense of like an electric kind of impulse in your relationships. If it's not romantic relationships, you know, you might be just buzzing off another person, their mind, their creativity, because the inspiration feels like, I want to work with you, I want to collaborate with you, I want to hang out with you. And maybe it is in your romantic relationships, which would suggest a time of rebirth and renewal in those relationships. Or maybe you've just met somebody new. The Knight of Cups is here, which is your energy, Pisces. And even though everybody else might find eclipse season, Pisces season, a Pisces season with, well, a March with two eclipses contained within, two retrogrades happening simultaneously, the North Node of Destiny is in your sign. And this would tell me that everybody in the collective is learning from Pisces energy at this time, just like we were learning from Aries energy over the last maybe like 19-20 months up until, yeah, that kind of ended around January of this year when the North Node moved into Pisces. Now Pisces is the way shower. Pisces energy is the teacher, the guide, okay? The King of Wands, the Four of Wands. This is really passionate. This is really inspired, and like, I'm so excited to get into this. Death card is here too, so things are changing and shifting for you. Wow. Two of Swords, the Hanging Man, and the Seven of Coins to end the reading. So this guy, the Hanging Man here, is associated with Neptune. Neptune is sitting at the final degree of Pisces right now, and Neptune is going to be leaving the sign of Pisces next year for the last time in our lifetime. We're never going to have that Neptune and Pisces collective deep dive into these cosmic oceans of spirituality. So now is a really good time to kind of not only dip your toe into the spiritual side of yourself, or to the kind of vast exploration of the mysteries of the universe, and it's in your hopes position, so I feel like you are actually hoping to kind of go head first. This person's not wearing a hat, they've got no hair, so this just tells me that the crown chakra is just wide open right now, and it's important, you know, not to get totally lost in the metaphysical, because the subconscious mind, which is Knight of Cups in this reading, is already so attuned. So you Pisces are already so attuned to the subconscious mind. Well, let's think about when that's activated, when we're dreaming, okay? When we're putting together links and finding patterns emerge in music or in our dynamics, or as we're just walking down the street and people watching, we're noticing patterns in nature, we're seeing connections. And the subconscious mind of yours is already so attuned, probably always as a Pisces, but especially now. Neptune is in the final degree of Pisces, the final sign. The North Node is right sitting at the end of Pisces now too. And the collective, therefore, is geared towards this kind of transcendental experience, figuring out how we could ever possibly attune to the vibrations of the high octave of Neptune, unconditional love. It seems like that is a very lofty goal, but if we were to turn off the TV, if we were to get off social media, if we were to really just focus on our own Neptunian little bubble, we might find out that our thoughts create reality. The shadow of Pisces, the shadow of Neptune, is the idea that life happens to us and we are victim to every occurrence, every negative experience, although that's probably where we get the most wisdom from after all. When Pisces decides to become more empowered and face the chaos head on from a place of radical self-responsibility, realizing how much more control they have of what seems to be unpredictable chaos and just like destruction at times, that kind of active participation in your life makes you just so like you become a force, really. And during this Pisces season with the retrogrades and one eclipse on the 14th, and then the sun moves into Aries and we have a final eclipse in Aries, but the Neptune, the North Node, all of that going on in Pisces, like a lot of the other signs are going to be like, what is going on, you know, like I'm spiraling, I don't have the answers, I'm not on solid ground, I'm riding a seahorse, I'm in armor, I'm sinking, what the heck, you know? So you have an advantage here to be this kind of shower of the way forward and how to overcome, how to create, how to seamlessly flow in this kind of weird and wonderful time of the year, time of the collective experience. Okay, that was a really long intro, folks, so I'm going to just go into this card by card now. And yeah, it's just so exciting because I'm a Pisces and I'm delighted to see a reading like this. I'm stoked. So the other thing that I want to let you know is that if you feel like this reading resonates with you, I will leave a link to an extended down below where we probably get even more weird but more detailed and go a lot deeper. I'll be pulling another 10 cards, and then I'll also pull an archetype card as the message for the eclipse season for you. They're pretty detailed, so you'll find that below. But if not, let's just get into this. So Tower card, first card out, big movements, ups and downs, unpredictability, chaos. And like I said, in the shadow we could think like, why is this happening to me, you know, without any ability to self-reflect and see how our internal belief system, our internal dialogue actually shapes the way we see the world and how the experiences manifest externally. So the death card here speaks to a death of an ego, right? And that's what's happening here. The top of the tower it's like the head, right, is getting blasted off. The lightning is only striking the very top. That's really like the small self, the ego self. And what's left underneath to me looks like light pouring in now. So light, it's like in a kind of awakening energy. It's very like the Hanging Man, who is like a deeply spiritual energy in the deck, probably the most, you know. So what's left here now, as the ego death has occurred, it seems like it has occurred at this point, it's the present energy. So you're in the throes, Pisces, of what looks like something that might have felt psychologically unraveling when you were making stark realizations about your relationship, about your relationship with authority, about that family member in you, about your creative pursuits. Some of you might have been, I don't see it so much in this reading, but sometimes an ego death can look like, oh my God, everything I thought I knew was a lie. I have built a career around this belief. I've built a career about being educated on this, and now I feel like it's all bogus. And that can be so psychologically unraveling. Anything that requires us to sort of look in the mirror and unpack everything we've ever known, loved, believed in, and start anew and refresh and be rebirthed, and like the snake shedding a skin, is an ego death. And yes, a lot of the times, the vast majority of people are going to put this blindfold on and look the other way, because it would be too earth-shattering, soul-shaking to have to start all over again, having everything you knew to be true fall apart. What grows from a foundation of the Tower energy is something that is more powerful, more authentic, more real, more actually stable than ever before, because it's true, because it's real, because the light has broken in now. And even though ego deaths usually come with some emotional turmoil, if not embarrassment, if not licking of wounds, if not isolation, if not lower moods, I feel like that has all been done now, and you're in actually much more of a like, I've got this sort of Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles we usually see, at least in the Rider-Waite-Smith, a group of three people collaborating on something. In this version, it's one of the only versions I've ever seen with just one person kind of doing it all, right? So that's interesting. This could tell me that usually the Three of Pentacles is like a combination of maybe one or more, maybe three people's specific skill sets. In this version, it's almost like you're wearing three hats, you're wearing more than one. Maybe something has happened with you at work or in a sort of family dynamic where it's been scaled down. You don't have as much assistance at the moment. There's been cutbacks, so you've had to sort of rise to a challenge and pick up the slack. Look, the good news is that you've got a lot of drive at the moment. So both of these cards have like this double Mars effect. Mars is a lot about willpower. It's a lot about like gusto and like having that fighting quality behind you, driving force more or less. But libido is also Mars. I don't know how this sits with you, but like, oh boy, there is something very passionate emerging in your life, and it could be connection with your significant other, or it's something like yeah, I guess sexual energy, social energy, creative energy. They're kind of somewhat similar vibration, right, or frequency, and when we don't have any of those, we often feel like kind of, yeah, like low mojo, right, like uninspired, tired, drained, worn out from work. So whatever, you know, is the opposite of that, call it libido, lust for life, motivation, passion, spark, that's what's really here for you at this time, Pisces. So however you choose to direct that energy, you've got this kind of like magneticism around you at this time. I wouldn't waste it. And this Lovers card, for me, let's read it in a couple of ways, and we'll go deeper in the extended, of course. If you are currently in a relationship, there seems to be little else you can think of in terms of you're not worrying about the relationship. You are so connected. Like, you might have really just like been through the throes of transformation together, and there's a sense of like deeper intimacy now, more merging, more vulnerability, more connection, more understanding. It's just looking really good for you and the person you're with romantically. If you're not with somebody romantically, kind of seems like you might be, okay, so 2, if you're not with somebody romantically but would like to be with somebody romantically at this time in your life, it seems like you're ready for that. It seems like you are ready to meet somebody that matches your energy, that is a like soulmate, really, with the Lovers card, and you know, multiple soulmates, but this person seems to be, you know, what you're looking for, and they're looking for you too. Now, if you're not interested in meeting somebody at the moment, the Lovers card being so high up in the conscious position, well, like the Lovers is also just a lot to do with sensuality, pleasure, and we don't need to be with somebody to feel sensual or to enjoy the pleasures that are available to us as human beings. I see candles here. This could look like some sort of a massage or spa. I feel like there might be, though, just some sort of a longing for like conscious touch even, and that doesn't have to be in any way romantic, of course. Conscious touch can come from a practitioner like a massage therapist or even a chiropractor, or somebody who knows how to heal the physical vessel. Conscious touch is also a warm embrace from a friend, a child, your pet. Conscious touch could be reaching out and showing love and doing it in a physical way, like I think like cuddling, hugging, and things like that. A lot of the times we don't always have access to that, I understand. So hug a tree, hug a pet, hug yourself, give yourself a big squeeze, you know. There's nothing like that sort of self-love. It can be very healing. So the Knight of Cups, and that applies to anybody, you know, no matter what your relationship status is or what your current like desires are in a relationship. The Knight of Cups in the subconscious part of the reading. Yeah, so you're obviously, as always, Pisces, super attuned to the undercurrent, to the subterranean and kind of unsaid and unseen worlds. So the Knight of Cups is just telling me like you're very much in your zone this Pisces season, as always, and this could be a time where you can use this to your advantage, because maybe you're feeling more artistically or creatively inspired. Maybe you're feeling more connected to, you know, Pisces is the sign that rules the sort of you know, the divine, spirituality, God, all of those things, the cosmic forces, let's say, whatever it is you prescribe to. And I read something today. Who the heck was it? Anyway, it was very interesting, and it was like, never go to sleep without asking your subconscious something, which in other words just means like, because the dream, I'm going to find the quote now because this will just wreck my head, but the dream state is where we got so much like signs and symbols coming through. Bear with me. Okay, it was Thomas Edison. Never go to sleep without a request to your subconscious. So ask your subconscious before going to sleep, what do I need to know at this time? Like, communicate with me. I'm open, I'm interested, I want to learn, I want to hear what you have to say. Okay, so the conscious mind, let's say, you know consciously, everyone's different, what a seahorse might mean to you, okay? Maybe you don't think about seahorses all that often. Now, you consciously know, each person different knows what a seahorse means. So the subconscious mind understands what your conscious mind knows. Your conscious mind doesn't always understand what your subconscious means. So during a dream, the subconscious mind will send the symbol of a seahorse to you, because that part of your psyche understands that you will understand what that symbol means. The King of Wands in the recent past is looking like somebody recently who has really helped you find your way, somebody who has helped kind of promote you. It doesn't have to be an older masculine energy. It doesn't have to even be a relative like a father figure or even a boss. It could be just like, they don't even have to be a fire sign. It's just some sort of a masculine energy, I do think though, that's very warm, that's charming, that's helpful, that's considerate, that's actually quite genuine. And recently this has been somebody who has illuminated something in such a way. Now, the upcoming energy of Venus in Aries, aka the Four of Wands, Venus is going to leave the sign of Aries on around the 27th of March and head back to Pisces. Currently, Venus is retrograde in Aries. Okay, so by the time the end of the month comes up around the 27th, something like a door is opening for you here. Something is much more tangible, made manifest. Fours are always about stability. Actually, if you look at the background of the King of Wands here, those four fiery pillars are there too, making me think that this person recently, like, who has kind of like shown you a new perspective, offered a sort of a loophole or a way out or an uplift, they might come back in a more tangible way for you, not uncommon for revisiting during retrogrades, around the end of the month, the last week of March, first week of April. Something is very much real for you at this point, and it's starting to become very stable and easy to navigate. I'm gonna have to wrap this up, sadly, Pisces, because my son is needing me. I can hear it. He's with his dad, but I'm on borrowed time. The death card here is just suggesting that the highest self is up for this like transformation. Let's let go. Let's shed this skin. It's time for a rebirth. Two of Swords in your environment. It's the other people that would much rather be in denial, that would turn the other cheek, that would resist the ego death, that would rather stay blind. Hanged Man we've touched on, and then the Seven of Coins. Finally, it's just saying that your resources become really important to you at the end of the month. Not worrisome, because like this person is chilling here with the basket and her dog. She's not really in a rush. She does have a job to do. I assume she needs to collect these coins or fruits or whatever. She has to collect something tangible, something useful, something that people need to eat or need to spend or need to live. But there's no real urgency or pressure. She can take her time, but there is still something that you need to acquire at the end of April. And because it's for other people too, she looks like she's part of a sisterhood or a collective of people. It gives me that vibe at least. Or maybe she's a maid. I kind of got like a nun energy here. Maybe she's just in service and she wants to serve other people. She wants to be of use or help to other people. We'll have to get into all of that in the extended, but if this is all you're sticking around for, I'll see you later. Bye.